I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think I would need to make this video again, but this has been so hot, and this has been flaming itself through hockey Twitter, hockey YouTube, and everything, that I can't sit quiet about this without giving my opinion. Jack Hughes or Kaapo Kakko? Who goes to the Devils? Who goes to the Rangers? Who's first? Who's second? And this is a crazy argument, because if you ask certain people, it's kinda weird, but there isn't really a consensus anymore. At least, not that I've seen. I've seen so many people saying both Kaapo Kakko and Jack Hughes could go first overall. And that is absolutely nuts, considering the fact that Kaapo Kakko wasn't supposed to be this good. He's the guy who came into the season maybe as a number 2, number 3, but he really showcased his dominance out there, playing for the World Championships, playing in the Liga, and now sitting in the World Championships. He's at 5 goals and 0 assists in 3 games played, and Jack Hughes is at 0 points in 4 games played. Actually, he should have a goal. He was robbed by the Great Britain goaltender. That was a fantastic play. But Jack Hughes has had a somewhat disappointing showcase so far in the first 4 games. He's looked pretty good, but he doesn't have any points, and because he hasn't been scoring, that's why I believe he should drop down to 10th overall. Okay, no, let's actually be serious here. Kaapo Kakko is being put on a pedestal because he's been so good at this tournament. He's been playing against NHL talent. He hasn't been playing with NHL talent because Team Finland has like Joki Harju and that's it. They don't have all too many NHL guys, so that's really interesting, but Kaapo Kakko has been playing really well. He's been pulling off some amazing plays. He's been showcasing his worth against NHL guys, which is why some people have him overtaking Hughes, which is fair. But Jack Hughes getting 0 points in this tournament, in my opinion, shouldn't be enough to throw him off of first overall. In the same way that I don't believe one great Ivan Hlinka is good enough to put Podkolzin in at number 2 or 3 and put Broberg in the top 6. One tournament is not going to be enough to decide one player's entire draft stock, which is kind of why I still have Jack Hughes as number 1. Kaapo Kakko is still amazingly gifted and talented, it's just that I believe Hughes has better potential, I believe he's the better prospect. If it comes to the 2 players side by side today, Kaapo Kakko is hands down the best player, there's no doubt about that. But when it comes to ceiling, and when it comes to potential, that's where I believe Jack Hughes blows Kaapo Kakko out of the water. I see Jack Hughes as a potential 100-point guy in the NHL. I don't know if Kaapo Kakko is going to have that impact, but I know that he does other things on the ice well enough to make up for it. Kaapo Kakko is really good defensively, he's really good physically, he's a workhorse out there on the ice, and he has that all over Jack Hughes. But I believe Jack Hughes and his offensive ability transcends that when it comes to being a valuable NHL prospect. If I were to illustrate it like this, the ceiling, in my opinion, is much higher for Hughes, but the floor is way higher for Kaapo Kakko. For Jack Hughes, it wouldn't surprise me if he took a few years to adjust before getting 50-60 points in the NHL. But Kaapo Kakko is a guy that I could totally see getting that next year. He's so mature, so physically ready, and he's such a pro already that I could totally understand why people have him above Hughes. But as a prospect, Jack is the guy that I'm taking first overall. I believe he has that Patrick Kane potential. I believe he can get 100 points several times in the NHL. But Kaapo Kakko is a better player today. And overall, he might be a better two-way guy down the line. He might be the better player 10 years from now. But I believe that Jack Hughes will always have that offensive ceiling. And that, in today's NHL, when it's dominated by speed, quickness, agility, is basically Jack Hughes' backyard. He knows how to do that, and he can do that, which is why he's so highly touted. And even though he didn't get any points so far, he's been effective and you've been seeing him out there on the ice, which is kind of why I'm still sitting here saying to myself, yeah, Jack is still my number 1. Kaapo Kakko is amazing, and whether he goes to NYR or NJD, he's gonna have a fantastic NHL career. It's just that Jack Hughes, I believe, at the end of the day, I think his production is going to outclass Kakko. And production isn't everything, I know that. But to me, His production is so good, and his projection is so good, that it's first overall worthy. Kaapo Kakko is a guy who I've seen some people say that he has the same potential as Jack Hughes, and to an extent I could agree. I could understand if you're saying that Jack Hughes and Kaapo Kakko have the same ability at the NHL in terms of being a contributor to a team. But I don't believe Kaapo Kakko has 100-point potential like Jack Hughes does. I don't believe Kaapo Kakko has Art Ross potential like Jack Hughes does. I don't believe Kaapo Kakko has the ability to get maybe 60-70 assists in a year like Jack Hughes does. That's my personal opinion, and you're free to disagree, so please comment down below what you think. But overall, I believe that Jack Hughes is still the #1 guy, and I don't see Kaapo Kakko having what it takes necessarily to take that away from him, even if he's been having an amazing World Championship so far. Again, you're free to disagree, and I'm looking forward to it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Social links down below /gaming, and bye.